What's up, MVP? Welcome back. This is Strebo here with you, coming to you live from the Fright Night Film Fest Fandom Fest in Louisville, Kentucky. And who else have I run into other than he of Hack Movies fame and now of Strangehouse books, the one and only Kevin Strange. Hey! Thanks for joining us, man.
Glad to be here.
Right on. Well, look, people have been wondering about what's going on with Hack Movies. You've got a lot of fans you've built up over the years, and we haven't seen anything since Nixon and Hogan smoked Christmas. They must have smoked too much of it. They've been asleep ever since. So tell everybody what's going on.
That was in 2010. I retired from filmmaking in 2010 because I wasn't happy with the direction I wasn't happy with the amount of money that I had to spend on the films. I felt like it was holding me back creatively. So I moved into publishing fiction because I can sort of let my imagination run wild and I don't have to worry about the budgets. And I've actually found that creatively I'm a lot more fulfilled writing fiction than I was making films. And I can write a lot more books, put out a lot more content, and it's easier to make a living this way. And I can go to filmmaking as a hobby in a couple more years when I get more established as a publishing house. So that's there will be more Nixon and Hogan sometime in the future, but as of right now you're going to have to deal with tentacle monsters and cannibal-ware teddy bears and vampire mutant apocalypse stories from Kevin Strange instead of guys sitting on couches talking about buttholes.
Cannibal-ware teddy bears?
Cannibal-ware teddy bears from my anthology, Strange Sex. A Strange Anthology. That is the cover photo there is from my story Cotton Candy, about cannibal-ware teddy bears having orgies of sexualistic sex.
Sounds awesome. Well, that's definitely something that's a title or a description that grabs you, as Roger Corman would say.
Grabs you by the little hairs, as I say them.
Well, we've always been fans of your work because you're so prolific. I mean, for when you had Hack Movies up and running, and you guys were just pumping out movies left and right, so it was always, inspirational for us as filmmakers to see somebody like yourself, just grinding them out and putting the product out there and building a fan base. So we're glad to see you move into new avenues, and things like that are very inspirational.
Where I can be all of us. Even more prolific. We're releasing 10 books this year. But yeah, when I started filmmaking, my one goal was to make sure I put films out, because I see so many independent filmmakers
more tattoos per capita
work
than any two writers I know.
4 or 5 years on the same film, editing it and never release, and eventually just shelve it and never release the film. I don't have an attention span long enough to even work on a film for 6 months. If I'm not in and out of it in 3 months and on to the next one, I'm bored as hell, and I end up not liking the movie in the long run because it just took too much time. So and I do the same thing with books. I write as fast as I can because I get bored with the content if I don't get it out there. A lot of people like to hold on to that one, this is the movie or this is the book. I just can't pay attention to it for that long. It gets stale quickly, so that's why I do so much crap.
Well, that's cool. I mean, yeah, I've fallen into that trap myself. Like, this is going to be the greatest thing ever, and you just work on it, and you end up just doing too much. At some point, you just have to be a professional and say, okay, this is it. I need to put this out. It's the best we can do, and kind of move on from it. Now, one thing we always ask people is about their preference in horror movies. Now, with you, you're the Hack movies, for lack of a better term, is very over the top. So I'm curious, what is it that inspires you? What's your favorite horror movie?
My favorite horror movie is Evil Dead 2. And way back when I was about 8 or 9 years old, I was a big pussy when I watched horror movies like The Exorcist or Halloween when I was a kid. I would always hold the covers up or a pillow up over my face during all the suspenseful scenes. And when I saw Sam Raimi's Evil Dead 2 at the video store and rented it, I expected the same, but I got a movie that actually understood me and what I was looking for. And it was like Saturday morning cartoons, but in live-action, bloody, gory monster movies. And it didn't scare me at all. And I went on to find movies like Dead Alive, Trauma's The Toxic Avenger, The Class of Nukem High, John Waters movies, Full Moon movies like Puppet Master and Subspecies. So it was really that schlock genre of horror comedy that really captured my imagination as a child and what inspires me the most in my filmmaking and in my writing. And I think it's especially cool in the writing because you don't see a lot of authors whose influences are The Toxic Avenger and Sam Raimi. and then they're actually writing that in fictional form. It's pretty unique as far as writing is concerned. So it seems pretty fresh, and I'm excited to be doing that. See how I keep bringing it all back into books?
Yeah,
it's
right.
Professionalism.
Well, definitely your influence has definitely come through in your work, so that's very cool. Now, people don't know this, but we're both members of the Joe Rogan board. We've actually run into each other on there, strangely enough. But that's an interesting hotbed of philosophical and political discussion. And one of the big topics that always comes up is the subject of illegal downloads. And you're very vocal about that.
Yeah, so I don't have. People get confused whenever I get to ranting about internet piracy. I don't live in 1985. I don't dislike digital content. I don't dislike the idea that that content should be not free, but provided at a lesser rate than you would spend on an actual physical product. What I have a problem with is people who use pirating as an excuse, as some kind of moral high ground, when they use the excuse that if they like something they'll buy it, but they're going to sample it first because so much stuff sucks out there. There's so many subjective terms in there, I don't even know where to begin. Like, your taste in movies, you can't go watch a movie in a movie theater and walk out and say, well, I didn't like it, so I'm not going to pay for it. That's ridiculous. You'll never say you like anything, so you never have to spend any money. It's subjective and it's self-indulgent, and if you're going to steal something, if you're going to pirate something that the filmmakers or the musicians or the authors aren't going to be compensated for in any way, do it, but at least understand who you're hurting and who's profiting from it. Websites like megaupload.com make people filthy rich off of advertising on their websites. Who they don't make filthy rich is anyone in the entertainment community, whether that be the fat cats of Hollywood or guys like us that are independent filmmakers. None of us make any money. We're making some Welsh fat kid money that has never made anything or produced anything of any value other than a website to steal things from. And again, if you want to do that, more power to you. We live in 2012. People enjoy digital content. They enjoy sampling things, whatever you want to call it, but understand who the money's going to and who's getting rich off of that and who suffers because of it. And I could go on and on about how the quality of film, the quality of music, and the quality of art has dropped because the consumer sees it as a disposable, as an album of 20 songs or 20 individual single things to be consumed and discarded. Consumed and discarded, where when you actually had to buy an album on vinyl or a CD in the 90s, it was a whole thing. You listened to the entire thing. You sat down with your friends and you'd have an hour-long or a 2-hour-long listening session where you'd listen through the album once, maybe twice. I remember when Korn's Follow the Leader album came out, one of my friends worked at his dad worked at a car stereo shop, and they had all kinds of speakers in it, and we all got together, about 10 of us, and had a listening party for the entire album. We didn't say a word through the whole entire album. That kind of stuff doesn't happen anymore, and the quality of art suffers because of it. People don't put the time, effort, and passion into art anymore because it's just going to be consumed and discarded as quickly as they can make it. So, I mean, I could go on forever and ever, but those are the problems that I have with internet piracy, and I guess a little bit of the digital age. But we sell our books on Kindle. There are many of the hack movies available on pirating websites, and I send people links to those websites. It's not that I'm adamantly against people consuming content digitally. I just want you to know where the money's going, and people discard that. People assume that they go to Mega Upload and it's just free. It's free. It's not free. People make a lot of money off that. The bandwidth that it takes to send all of that content around or host that content on hard drives and to send it to your computer costs thousands and thousands of dollars a month, and that has to be paid for by advertising, and they make huge amounts of profit from it. So as long as you know where your money's going, that you're paying European criminals millions of dollars, then go right ahead, steal away. It's up to you. You're a big boy or big girl. You make that decision. Just understand the consequences. I'm going to stop talking.
There you go. All right. I couldn't have said it better myself. From the mouth of the strange one himself. Kevin, tell everybody where they can follow the adventures of Kevin Strange and Strangehouse Books.
The easiest place to find us is strangehousebooks.com, but we also have a Twitter page, twitter.com/KevinTheStrange, or our Facebook page, facebook.com/ Strangehouse Books. So you can find us there. You can check out our books. If you message me very nicely, I could probably put together a Hack Movies package for you too, and we can take care of that over PayPal. But those are the main places to find me for the Strangehouse Books. So thanks, gang.
Right on. Thank you, Kevin. Guys, follow his adventure. Support independent filmmakers and individual artists out there putting this stuff out there for you with some passion. If you dig it, pay for it. Come meet them at a con, buy it online. Follow them, strangehousebooks.com. This is Strebo at mutantville.com. We'll see you next time.
You're watching Mutant TV.